Well, today we're going to replace the alternator with this one we got at the junkyard. So let's get busy. Last night I came over and put the little trickle charger on it. And let's see here. Solid green. And charging. LED is off. It's not charged yet. Pretty bad off, I guess. We'll keep it on there. Now, yes, I do know the rule to disconnect the battery. So we'll do that. Take that clamp off. And let's see here what we got for pliers. Let me put these gloves on so I don't get my fingers all nasty. Okay, here we go. We'll remove this cable. Look at that. It got messed up. We can pry this up off of it. There we go. Little burr on there. Had it blocked. Now we can put the charger back on it. Alright. It's pretty straightforward, easy little deal to do. You take the tensioner and remove the belt. That's just a matter of pulling on that and just flicking the belt right off the pulley. I take it off of the water pump pulley because it's smooth on the edge, see? The majority of the rest of them, well, the rest of them have grooves, so they're a little more difficult. Remove this. Put it back over here and get it out of the way. Get my ratchet, if I can find it. And start removing alternator bolts. I can remove this power cable first. Well, if I can get that off of there. Is that melted on there? God, it is. It was putting out some amps. Wow. Thing got hot. The protective cover is cooked. Man, melted it. That alternator disintegrated. That's a shame. Gotta reverse it. Look at this double-headed ratchet. Not really a geared type ratchet. It's a sprag. Oh, shoot. Not being very cooperative today. I'm gonna be a little scorcher today, I think. I've never seen one of these melt down like that before. That's amazing. This thing was pulling some amps or pushing some amps or something. Hope it didn't ruin that battery. It'd be terribly unfortunate. Man, that's crazy right there. was just looking at this solder, even melted a little bit. Wow. I'm going to fasten this connector if we can. There we go. Flick that red thing back. Now we can push the tab down. It comes right out. Alright, now get the rest of the bolts. Kind of tight. I don't remember putting it on that tight. Crazy. This keeps up. I'm gonna get hot today out here before it ever gets hot. I tore my glove. I'm gonna get this over with. It's too stinking hot out here. I need to get the deep socket. Okay. Need an extension now. Hope I have one. I had one. I can't believe I put that on there so tight. There we go. Okay, one more bolt. This bolt down here. There we go. Listen, if this thing charges at this incredible rate this time, I'm probably gonna have to switch out that ECM. Because something burned this alternator up. The label right there used to be legible. Now it's not. I'll show you a little trick to make this easier, and I'll show you why I do this. Put this bolt back in here for a second. Get my little tapper and tap on that bolt just a little bit. That should be enough. I'll show you why here in just a minute. Right, off she comes. Well, it should be that easy. Uh-oh. I don't see my pry bar. Better left that thing in the junkyard, or I didn't take it. There we go. Alright, get it off. Still spins. Here is why I tap on that bolt. See this nut? It's embedded in the housing. If you hit it a couple of times, you will move that nut. And this area here is a little larger, and it just fits in better. I don't think I can mount this and start the boat with one hand, so I'm gonna have to lay the phone down. Now, I've started all the boats, but I wanted to show you this. The connectors that go into the back of the alternator. Right here. There's a couple of different sizes at least. This is the correct one for this Jeep. And I put this alternator on it off of my Jeep Commander, and the plug is not compatible. So I switched out the plugs so it would fit it. And I was hoping that they would be getting along, but they didn't get along. So I got the alternator that uses the correct plug, and I'll be hoping again that things work out. So I'm going to reinstall this plug, and we'll see what happens. Here we go. First, I'll go ahead and finish bolting this alternator down. What I wish I was doing today was on the cruise ship with my good friend Buddy Rhodes. That would be sweet. But instead I'm changing an alternator. Again, I did this yesterday, and you know, the plug-in didn't work out. Something didn't work out. So let's tighten this down. And down through here. Yep. Now get the ratchet after it. And cinch it down. Put it on wrong. The cruise he's on is going to take him to the Bahamas, and you know, they had a hurricane a couple weeks ago. I don't know how that's going to work out. I'll find out when he gets home. But maybe it won't mess their cruise up too bad. Usually the cruise lines make modifications to their itinerary when things like that happen. We're tightening down the primary battery wire to the alternator now, and now it's time to take this wiring apart like so. Yeah, it was only twisted together because I was basically trying it out to see if things would work well. Now, where's that plug? And as luck would have it, I did not bring my wire strippers, so I'm going to have to get creative here. It went quicker than I thought it would. So I'll slide my heat shrink tubing over the wiring. Come back to this another day and solder them up properly. Take this connector here. Now I'll move that connector around and plug it into the back of the alternator. Put the belt back on, we'll see if it starts. Okay, that's plugged in. Now to work this belt back in here. Run this around the power steering. This over here. And we got this drooping down in the middle. Be sure you're in all your grooves. Yep, it's in all its grooves. So this is a two-handed operation, so the camera gets set down. I will eventually get another tripod. Okay, the belt's back on. You double check it, make sure it's in all the grooves like it's supposed to be. Is there, is here, is here. It is down here on this. I can see that it is on the crank. And it's also okay on this idler down here, so all is good. Hook the battery cable back up. There we go. Get a socket that's big enough. This old spark plug socket will do. Get your tapper. Put your socket up here, and you don't hit it hard because you'll ruin your battery. Just kind of tap it down. Alright. Tap it down. Now we'll tighten this up. I wish I had the small socket, but I don't have the small socket. I would just try not to ruin this nut. Okay. Well, did I get my battery tester? I think I left it at the house. I have this voltmeter here. So, we're good. Let's get all the tools out of the way. Let's start it up. Hopefully the key is in it. Well, oh, there it is in ignition. Alright, there we go. Battery light on. Battery light is not on. That's good news. Take the voltmeter and put it on volts and turn it on. And it doesn't have a very good probe on it, so I'm gonna have to two-hand this. Okay, so far so good. He told me that it overheated, so I'm gonna, yeah, it did. I'm going to add some water to it. It's putting out 13.9 volts, which is a good charge, but not be too much. I'll find some water to put in it. I think I have some in the car. Here's a bottle of water. Here's a bottle of water. we can find another one. Oh yeah, I got several. I smell electrical. I don't like it. Okay, it's full now. Yeah, I smell electrical. Let me check this voltage again. I'm gonna have to do it off camera. It was at 13.8. That was weird. That was really sounded really weird. I'll turn off my meter. Pick up the rest of these tools. Oh, there is no more tools. Let's unplug this. You know, I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think. 13.9 volts is a lot of volts. See no battery light. I got that alternator installed. It seemed like the voltage might be a little high, but I'm not exactly sure. Anyway, that's the end of it. Maybe it's going to be okay. Well, I just have to try it and see. 13.9's not terrible. Maybe it's all right. I think I just had the wrong circuitry in the other alternator. Thanks for watching the video. Appreciate you very much. You can click that like button if you like it. You can click the unlike it if you don't like it. But click the subscribe, please. Share this thing, help me make $1 million. Talk to you later. Bye.